Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Sri Tips here, and what we're going to do today, in the interest of science and discovery, here's pure silver crystal from my electrolytic silver cell, and what we're going to do is measure out 2 kilos of this pure silver crystal. Alright, there's 1,000 grams. Pull this one up, do the same thing. Now we'll take this out and charge up our crucible in our furnace out on the melt table. Here we go. Alright, let's go ahead and charge up our crucible here. Here's a little piece of metal that was stuck in the bottom of that crucible from the last melt that I did. Let's go ahead and get some pure silver in here now. Now let's go ahead and fire up the torches. This is the first time I'll be melting the pure silver crystal using this type of setup with the crucible wrapped up in the ceramic wool. Notice I've cut away a little bit of it right there by the spout so we can pour this silver into the mold when it comes time to do that. And here I'm going to try to add a little bit of silver while the torches are running. I didn't know how this was going to go. This is all new to me. This is the first time I've tried this in this way, using this setup. So I'm using the oxyacetylene torch plus the 2 matte gas torches to create as much heat as I can to keep the silver hot and get it molten. I mean, that's a pretty deep crucible. And if you see in this next clip here, I'm adding the silver in. I'm going to stick a graphite rod down in there, and I hit a floor down in the just below the surface right there. I could feel a floor of solid metal, so it wasn't getting hot enough to melt the silver all the way down to the bottom of the crucible. And I kept sticking the graphite rod in there until finally, after a good bit, I could feel the bottom. Okay, here we are. We're going to get set up to pour. Take the torches away. I'm going to reach down in there with the graphite rod again and give this a stir just to make sure we've got all the metal molten down to the bottom of that crucible. And now I'll take away those torches, get those out of the way. And then here's I'll lit my reducing flame to keep a flame on the mold as I do the pour. And I'm going to grab this thing with these tongs. Now these tongs aren't very big, and I think I could do a better job if I had better tools to pour the silver, but I did a practice run on this and I think I can pull it off. Now we're going to pour the 2 kilos of molten silver into the graphite mold. It went fairly well. Pleased with it. A little bit of silver got left in the bottom of that crucible again. Now look at these concentric rings form as that flame impinges on the molten silver and rocks it back and forth. It forms these beautiful concentric rings on top of the bar. That's just amazing. Mrs. Three Tips maybe promised that I'd put a rag down in there so that I didn't hit the shiny bar on the bottom of the metal. She said she was going to spank me unless I put a rag in there, so I did it. I've allowed this to cool off a little bit, so I should just be able to pick it up with these gloves. Ooh, man, that thing's heavy. Look at that. Oh, boy. Pour it in the water. Alright. Oh my goodness. This one came out better than the last one. Look at those beautiful concentric rings on the surface of that bar. This high purity silver from my electrolytic silver cell. Unbelievable. I'm getting better at it. Okay, what we'll do now is stamp this up and list it for sale on my eBay site. Don't squawk at me over the price. Mrs. Three Tips has set the price. And we'll put this one on there. I'll put a stamp on this. And this is from the bottom of the crucible from the last bar that I poured. We'll stamp that and offer that for sale on my eBay site also. Pay no attention to that solution boiling in the background. That's 4 troy ounces of pure gold back there. I'm evaporating it down to drive off the excess nitric. Here's our bar that we just poured. The thing is beautiful. I'm going to set it up here in a container. I've got 1 liter of distilled water. I'm going to add that in. And now I'm going to add some heat. And I've got about 45 milliliters of sulfuric acid. I'm going to add that in. And we're going to try to get this bar cleaned up real good and get all that flux off of there. This has been on here now about maybe 10 minutes, I guess. And if you look down here, that flux is starting to come off of there. I don't want to leave it on here too long because the sulfuric acid will etch that bar. We're going to go ahead and pull this off of here now. That surface is nearly perfect, except for that one little blemish. Let's go ahead and take this off of here now and get it out of there, get it rinsed off. Let's get a look at this thing. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. It's got a mirror finish on it. Wish I could get that last little piece off of there. I can probably pop it off with a little chisel or something like that. Got most of that off. But man, that's a beautiful looking pure silver bar. Here's our pure silver bar. Got it all stamped up real good. And what we'll do is we'll offer this for sale on my eBay site. I probably will not be doing a whole bunch of these large silver bars. I'm just doing this now to get the practice and try to dial in the process of pouring a good silver bar. This one came out pretty good. I mean, it's looking really, really nice. So we'll offer that for sale on my eBay site. Plus, I have this little puck that came from the bottom of the crucible from the last large silver bar that I poured. This was on the bottom of the crucible. And we've got, that's 4 troy ounces of pure silver. Well, and I've got my name stamped in there, and we'll offer this for sale as well. So, this will conclude the video, and I'd like to thank everyone for watching.